right, today we are starting a new series on the channel. This is my new 1987 300ZX that I bought for $100. This thing has been abandoned since 2010, so sitting 10, almost 11 years now. It may be 11 years, I don't know what month it was abandoned. So I'm just gonna say 11 years. It's got problems, I'll say that. We just got it today, loaded it up on the flatbed. I'll post a bunch of pictures and stuff probably after this video at the end. It was all covered in mold. The interior is moldy. It's got a good amount of rust on it, unfortunately. However, the engine does crank over. It doesn't start yet. We think it needs a new coil, but I just want to do a quick introduction. By the way, again, like I said, I will post the before pictures at the end of this video. This is not the turbo version. It is a V6. I'm not sure what liters. I don't know a whole lot about Nissans. I just found this one, and well, they said they'll sell it to me for $100. It is a manual transmission. I do want to point that out, so that's pretty cool. It's not an automatic or anything. I'm pretty sure these did come in automatic as an option. Right now I just have some soap sitting on it, car soap, just to try and loosen up all the mold and stuff that's on the exterior here. Again, I'll post, actually right now I'll post a picture up of what the before looked like. As you can tell, it's all covered in mold, very bad. And again, there is those photos. So there it is. So I guess what I'll do now is pressure wash all this dirt off. We'll see how it comes out. Hopefully it comes out really good. All right, so we are back, and first of all, I just want to say sorry that I haven't really been on top of making this video. When I first got my Jeep up there, I was really on top of, making the video and showing the process that I was going through and stuff to fix that thing up. But on this one, I was really just wanting to concentrate on the car and not have to worry about filming. So I have done a bunch of stuff off camera, which I will now go over now. Again, this is $100 300ZX 1987. So let's go and first go over, well, really the entire body itself, I guess. Starting up here, we have some aftermarket fog lights right down there. Have a cracked bumper, not really a big deal. I mean, $100. I'm gonna say that a lot through this video. I'm gonna point out the imperfections and say, well, it's only $100 because that's extremely cheap for one of these, so I'm not really worried about a couple of imperfections. I'm surprised that I got dang 4 wheels for $100, and I got the entire car here. Anyway, starting under the hood here, there was a hood liner here. It is now over there because it was all chewed up by mice. There's that mouse nest in there, and then there was one in the pillar right down there, and then also 2 inside the vehicle, which I'll point out where they were later. They've been since removed from the vehicle because it's just gross. Anyways, again, under here we have taken off the throttle body because we were trying to get it running, and originally it cranked over really good. It still does, but there was no spark. Narrowed it down to the coil was bad. We measured it with the multimeter and it didn't give a reading really. So we got a new one, and now we have some spark, but it's pretty intermittent. Doesn't really give enough of a spark to really, light it off. I think my issue is this thing right here. It's a transistor. I think it's for the coil. I'm really not sure. I printed out a bunch of test sheets and then we could test this module out here, I guess you'd call it. However, I do notice that at this connector here, which goes right to the coil, I'm only getting 9 volts when cranking, which is supposedly not enough. So I think that's my issue. And I don't know if I have a bad ground, a bad ECM. I'm really not sure. That's why we need to test more. Anyways, again, here is the engine. This is not turbocharged, unfortunately. It's the 3-liter V6. I'm pretty sure it's 3-liter. I have my battery over here. This did not come in the car. This is one that we just had lying around. I've looked inside of the engine through here, and it actually looks pretty clean. Power steering fluid was low, so I topped that off. But it is somehow still full of nice green coolant, even after 11 years. So I guess the cooling system has 0 leaks. Again, anyways, here is the engine. When I was checking this thing out right before I bought it, I noticed there is a red sway bar down there. You can kind of see it right there. So I think this thing has been upgraded. I don't know if there's maybe like Eibach, I think that's how you pronounce it, or what, or I doubt they're painted. They look, if they were painted extremely well. So I don't think that's what happened. So that's pretty cool. Again, here is the engine bay right here. This was all gross a couple of days ago, so I sprayed some degreaser on it and hosed it off. Also, the distributor cap, I took that off. There's a mud dauber nest in there. Cleaned that out, and also cleaned up the contact points that the rotor goes on and hits on the actual distributor cap. I think those are just called points. I'm not really a professional when it comes to distributors. On the interior here, I have cleaned this interior up a whole bunch. At the end of this video, by the way, I'll post before and after photos of this car. Anyways, all this was just covered in mold. It was gross. Cleaned up the door panels. The switch here was being a little bit touchy, and I eventually took it apart and I fixed it, and now it's only a little bit touchy. It works most of the time now, though. Both power windows do work, by the way. Passenger side is a little slow, but not a huge deal. Dashboard is actually in very nice shape, except for right there on the passenger side. I don't know what's up with that, but there's a bubble on it. Again, not much really I could do. I'm not going to replace the dashboard because of that. Steering wheel does have some issues. Again, not a huge deal. Horn does work. Pop-up headlight buttons here. Well, I'll just show you guys here. I'll go and click this button. They work. When I first got this thing, they were not working, and eventually I just really had to use it a bunch of times, and they've been working great for a couple days now. So that is fixed. Hazard button here. Lights do work. Headlight stock, all that stuff works, of course. Headlights do turn on, however, the right side high beam is burned out. Dashboard, you can see here, I don't know if I pointed this out earlier, this thing's high mileage. It's got 219,000 miles. When I first checked this thing out, I didn't really take a big look at it because honestly at that point it's kind of trespassing on their property, so I didn't really want to stay looking at this car for longer than I had to. So I didn't even check out the mileage until the day I bought it. But really, again, it's not a big deal. I don't really care about mileage on a car as long as it runs well, which I think this one will. Anyways, you can see a dash here. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why that's all rusted. I knew there were mice in this vehicle. I don't know if maybe they got up there and they just peed on it and it destroyed it. However, it is savable. It's just simply rusted. So I'm planning on masking the dash and stuff off, sanding it, and then painting it. Over here, we do have an aftermarket, very old JVC radio, but it does in fact work. Blower motor works and stuff. The switches do work. However, the clock does not work. I'm not sure what's up with that. I'm sorry, bumped the camera there. The oil pressure gauge, either it works and I'm not getting any oil pressure when cranking, or it doesn't work. Not sure what's up with that. Voltmeter does work. You can see here, it is a manual. It is a chopstick. And when I first got in this thing, from it sitting for 11 years in first gear, this thing was stuck big time, and I had to really pry on it, but eventually I got it to kick out of gear. Clutch, I'm not sure about that. There is some clutch feel there. However, I think the master cylinder is bad, or maybe it just needs to be bled. Bottom line, the clutch does need some work. I don't think the actual clutch inside the trans does, but I think it needs to be bled. Carpets here were, oh, they're disgusting. There's even a mouse nest under the driver's seat, which was here. And, well, you can see they are in a whole lot better condition. At least now they don't have a bunch of mouse pee and who knows what else in them. I extracted these so good with the drill brush and the extractor, obviously, the carpet extractor, and you should have seen the color of the liquid that came out of it. It was just the nastiest thing. So carpets are in pretty decent condition now. Center console, the armrest is destroyed. Power mirrors do work. There's a little controls for them right here. It did come with a radar detector actually, and it does work. What else? I'll get to the rust in a minute here. T-tops, they do come off, and they actually have very good seals on them. They're still very pliable. Handbrake does not appear to work right now. You can see here I have a bunch of this trim pulled out, and it does have aftermarket Sony X-Plod speakers, at least in the back. I don't know about the fronts, but they do work, and they work relatively decently. Sony is obviously a name brand, however their X-Plod lineup, I don't know, I've never really been a fan of it. But hey, they work, and that's what's important. Moving back here, again, I'll kind of show you the vehicle here. I'll close the driver's side door just to show you the condition of it. Up front is pretty decent, however, when you start moving back here, got some rust. Got that right there. That right there, which that corner light was out of it when I first got this thing, but I just popped it in and it does work. And that there. And we pretty much had the same thing on the other side. So yeah, this thing's got some rust. Apparently these cars are known for that. So that's nice, but I've got a lot of time to fix this thing up. So I'm hoping to at least get the rust better. I don't know about welding in new panels and stuff, but I guess we'll just have to see. These door switches here, these were really finicky. However, I did get them to work. Also popped in an LED there. See if I push the switch in. Actually, it's not going to turn off because passenger side is open, but put an LED in there. The under dash lights do work. I'll show you a very big problem point of rust right here. That right there, that's really the biggest issue, because apparently the I think the control arms for the rear axle, something with the rear axle, critically mounts right there, and it's got a lot of rust right there. So last thing I want is the rear axle falling out of this thing, so that will have to be fixed. That's the rust issue. Really in the entire car, it's pretty much in the same place back here, and then also those critical mounting points for the axle. Back here, you can see there it is. I have the hatch open right now. Glass is all in good condition except for the windshield. It is cracked, probably from sitting under the tree for 11 years. Back here, the sending unit completely fell apart, and also this is actually part of it right here. It's in horrible condition. And also the fuel pump does work, however it is seized up, it won't move. So we're gonna have to get a new one of those. I'll show you guys back here. I do have a water leak coming in and pooling up right here and kind of along here. So I'm not sure what's up with that. If any of you guys, know these cars really well, be sure to give me advice, please. I beg you, because I really need to figure out where these water leaks are coming from to prevent any further rust, which you can see, yeah, rust, not good. At least on this side, the guy did cut out the rust to prevent it from spreading further. However, that didn't really work because he didn't paint it, and then it sat for 11 years, so yeah. Anyways, there it is. That rust right there, I'm in the process of spraying on some Loctite rust reformer to hopefully prevent it from spreading further. On this side, we've got some rust here. Also got some rust there, like I mentioned. On this side, door panel is in good condition. Power locks do work. I got those to work. In the glove compartment, we have the owner's manual. And also same thing over here with the rust. You can see a little bit of a hole right there. A bunch of stuff came with it. It even came with a polyurethane kit right there. Bushings, they're brand new. So I'm probably going to be putting those in soon in the future. Came with all the trim panels from what I could tell. It even came with the side skirt here, which I have since put on. It was just simply laying in the car, so I slapped it on and it's been hanging on there. Overall, I mean, for $100, I can't complain at all. In good condition, these cars are going for like a $6,000, and this one is not really in good condition at all, but it's $100. I mean, really, I think it's quite a good deal. It just needs a lot of work, but luckily I have the time and somewhat the money to fix this thing up and hopefully get it running and driving well again. All right, I also wanted to point out, a couple days ago, I actually found a shipping receipt in the car for an engine. I think from around 03, 04 maybe. I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't know if this thing has a replacement engine in it, which I think it does because of that writing right there. I can't make out what it says, but I think that's like junkyard, scribbled on the engine writing. I don't know how many miles this engine has on it. I don't know what year it's out of. I don't know if this is the original engine. I'm not sure. However, again, since there's a receipt in the car for a dang replacement engine, I would expect this is a replacement. I'm hoping it has a lot less than 200K on it, at least the engine. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about the engine. Hopefully it's out of the same dang year. Otherwise, that might be our issue. I don't know, maybe there's some weird wiring issues going on, plugs not lining up. Speaking of plugs, I did find a couple of unused plugs. I don't know if this thing has had a wiring harness swap. Supposedly, from what I heard from a friend, these cars are known to have wiring harness issues. Like, for example, this plug right here, I can't tell what it goes to. I don't think it goes to anything because all sensors and stuff on this side of the engine are plugged up. So I have no idea what this dang thing's for. There's the wire colors in case you're wondering. So I don't know if this is a replacement harness or if this is the original harness and they got a junkyard motor that doesn't have like those accessories on it that harness would normally go to. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Really, again, not sure. Motor oil is a little full, however, it does look good. It has very clean brake fluid in it somehow, and clutch fluid is now full. It was a little low. Washer fluid is not full because I'm not sure if I have to take the reservoir out in case I have to change out this master cylinder. However, it is keeping fluid in there, and it does actually spray. It sprays really good. Close this up here. Anyways, there it is. I'm going to keep working on this thing. I'm going to keep spraying that rust reformer on that rust there to try and at least help it out. And after that, I'm actually planning on putting back some of the rear trim panels as I don't really need them off anymore. So I'm thinking I'm putting those back very soon. All right, just want to give a little progress update of what I have done so far today. So I put these trim panels back on, those right there. And with those right there, this back on, and also that part back on. Now, in terms of problems of putting these back on, I didn't really run into many, except for the window trim around there. That's supposed to go on that panel. I just simply can't get it on. It's fighting me too much, and really, I don't care all that much. At least right now. I might put it on later, but right now, I just really wanted to get this all together. This right here, this one, this bit, this little holder, this lock cylinder was broken when I got it, and there's actually parts of it in this little bucket here. So I don't know if I'm going to try to rebuild this or what, but for now this thing's just kind of flopping in the breeze. It's also broken right there, so that's nice. I'm just going to put that back right there. I did find the original fasteners for here, so that's pretty cool. They're also in this little jar here. Luckily, this guy kept all the screws and little buckets and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Not sure where they go to, but judging by the size of the hole and stuff, I could figure that out pretty easy. I also got the seat belts bolted back in right down there. I also, that hole over there, I patched up with some tape just for now. That side I didn't really do since it's not nearly as bad. So that's where we are. I also put that bit in right there. Under there is where I sprayed that rust with that rust converter. So yeah, there it is. I don't really know what I'm going to do now. I'm kind of just doing whatever. Just putting the interior back together. I can't really mess with back here where the gas tank is too much. In terms of like covering it up with like the carpet and stuff, because I'm just gonna have to get right back in here to get that sending unit out and stuff again. So yeah, there it is. All right, so this is the ending clip for the first part of the $100 300ZX project. Now I'm just going to show you guys a quick little clip here, just to kind of end out the video of the interior. I actually got it all back together. As you can see there, all the trim panels are back, the seats are back in. I'll go over all this stuff more in depth in the next video, but just want to give you guys a quick little update. The interior is pretty much back together. However, I do have the headliner out. I actually redid the upholstery on the T-tops, and now I need to do that on the headliner there. So it's all off to the side. And little mouse nest count update. I actually have found a total of 5 rat's nest in this vehicle. I actually found one up there, up in like that roof rail there, above the headliner. How they got there, no clue. But there was a mouse nest in there. Luckily, no mice. I have not found a single mouse yet. Alive or dead, thankfully. Also found one in the dash up there where like the airbag would be. However, this car has no airbag. They didn't come with airbags. But that's where it would be in like a normal vehicle. That's where I found a rat's nest, up in there in the dash. No chewed wires. I have not found a single chewed wire somehow. So anyways, yeah, there it is. So well, I guess that's pretty much it for this first part of the $100 300ZX project. So if you guys would like to see more, definitely stick around. Next video I'm hoping to come out in maybe next couple weeks. So yeah, there it is. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.